Hey, welcome back to another episode, Shit Talking. I'm right here with my boy.
My name's Edwin, guys. I'm the owner of the Blueprint.
All right, cool. So usually, fool, I try to like start every episode a little different, right? To see what vibe people dig more.
Yeah,
And then that's
sure.
the vibe I'm gonna go with. So before we get into like how you got this started and shit, I want to. It's been killing me, fool. What's the craziest, like, if it has happened? Somebody coming in with a fake pair of shoes, and you just be like, "Come on, dog."
What's funny about that is that we actually did a whole skit about it because it's happened, obviously in the skit.
Right, yeah.
In the skit, we over exaggerated, you know what I'm saying, just to make it funny, But no, man, it happens all the time. It happens pretty frequently.
But you think people do it mostly like on purpose, or people really don't know what they got into?
Yeah, I mean, you could kind of get you feel the vibe,
Their vibe, right?
of like whether it's someone who's just trying to be slick,
right,
you know
right.
what I mean, or if
Somebody
it's
that really don't know, right, right.
Because there's a lot of people that don't, man. Unfortunately, like people are buying and selling shoes all the time. They buy them off, the plug on the street. And
Or the StockX, right? You heard about that
exactly,
shit?
bro. I mean, even StockX, a multi-million, if not billion. I don't even know how much they're worth now, but even they're messing up now. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I mean, there's people, unfortunately, they'll come in and, they'll say, like, hey, man, I'm trying to sell these, or, like, I'm trying to trade these, and unfortunately, I have to give them the bad news and be sorry, man.
What's the craziest shoe, though, that you were like, fuck, this shit looks so real?
That look real?
That you were like, what the fuck? Like, yeah.
Man, that's a good one. There was one. What was it? I think it must have been a Jordan 1 Mocha, which is a expensive,
right.
one of those expensive shoes. And it was actually pretty solid, man. Like, I mean, as far as like details, all the little stuff that we look at, on shoes, man, it passed almost everything, with just a few exceptions. Like if you really looked at it closely, and that's the sad part about it is like if you don't have one,
right,
like
you won't know
one,
how to compare.
Exactly, like you have to have them next to each other. So I pulled one, and that was the only way you were able to tell, which is like pretty crazy, man.
So let me ask you another question, because me and my boy were arguing about this the other day. I got in a couple of, I'm a 7Y, fool.
Okay.
Like I barely get it away. Well, lately I've been able to get away with the 7.
Wow.
So I get 11s, fool, right? But I notice they have like fucking glue right here, right?
Yeah.
So how do you get fakes that they like perfect that?
It's funny you say that because the quality control on Nike is horrible.
That's where I'm going. Like, hold up, like this is supposed to be from Nike. It's supposed to be perfect,
right?
But I get glue. Oh, I got those right there, the fucking 96s.
Yeah,
and they have glue, right? And I'm like, hold up, like if this is somebody that doesn't know about shoes, he's gonna be like, bro, I think these are
no,
right?
I totally get that. Like, you would think that the Nike one would be perfect. Flawless, right? But those are actually the worst. And believe it or not, there's like a joke in like the community where if it's perfect, it's fake.
Oh,
because
shit.
Everybody knows Nike's gonna mess everything up. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's funny you bring that up because I mean you're always gonna get glue stains on the
because like ones. So. Man, I think there's a difference between like a hype beast, right? A shoe fan and a shoe collector, right?
Yeah, I would say so for sure. I mean,
because I feel like a hype beast is somebody that buys shoes that people talk about, right?
Right.
They want to go with the hype.
Exactly. Right.
I feel like I just love shoes, but I buy like what I like. If I don't like it, I don't even get into it.
Yeah.
So me and my buddy he bought some shoes too he was like, hey fool, like some guy hit me up, he wants to sell me some shoes, but I think they're fake. He just telling me that they're original material.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know, fool. Nowadays, I don't know if I don't get them from Nike or Adidas, I ain't fucking with it. Cause look, the Jordans that I get, they have a bunch of glue on it. Right. And the ones you're showing me look so perfect. But that's cool that then once you pointed out that a lot of shoes are like that, I feel more like, oh shit, hopefully it's not just fucking me, getting all these fucking glued up shoes. Is there ever like somebody selling you a shoe and they heartbroke? Like, because it's so fake and you be like, hey, this is fake. And they genuinely thought
yeah, 100%. Because, I mean, people are paying real money for it. You know what I mean? Like, the people that I was just mentioning that are like genuine, like genuinely coming in like, hey, bro, like I want to sell these because I need the money or whatever, and then when I have to break it to them, yeah, bro, it's sad because I mean, sometimes you're talking about, I mean, like for example, the Mocha One, that's like a $500 shoe, you know what I mean? Imagine paying that much for you to try to sell it, and it's like, sorry, man, you can't. I mean, we can't buy it, Yeah, man, it's pretty terrible.
What got you into shoes? Were you always into shoes?
Yeah, bro. I mean, I honestly, like ever since I was a little kid, to be honest with you, like I've always loved shoes. But I mean, my passion, like I really started loving shoes, like once I got into like the third grade, like fourth grade.
All right.
Yeah, bro. That's when I started really looking at the magazines. Back then, you would
Taking
look at
serious.
magazines. Yeah, bro. You would look at magazines, and you would look at all these dope basketball shoes and stuff because I was a big NBA fan. So, yeah, man, that's when it all started for me, for sure.
Cause like for me, I feel like for me, I couldn't get shoes as a kid.
Yeah.
Right? Cause of my dad, he couldn't get it.
Right.
So once I was able to get it, fool, I kind of went crazy. But I like not long ago, fool, I started selling couple.
Yeah.
Because I got to a point where it was like, man, I don't want to fuck them up.
Right.
I'd rather sell them. Right. Like. Which I don't think it should get to that point where you're so afraid to fuck up your shoes. Then what's the point?
Yeah.
So now once in a while I'm taking them out. Like, hold up, I gotta start wearing them. But like, if not, just sell them all and just buy Vans.
Right.
If you're afraid,
Right.
Because I feel like right now a lot of people are like fucking up the market. Where like I got a lot of friends that don't know about shoes, fool.
Right.
And they get on Adidas Confirm, like, hey, fool, look, I'm gonna get these because I want to resell them. I'm like, fool, you
have no idea what it is.
You don't even know, like, what is it? Like, I don't know if it's a Yeezy. And I'm like, okay, but you don't know anything. Like, stop fucking up the market, right? Like,
right.
So I do know a lot of people that are just, like, trying to get and selling them, fool. But a lot of the same friends who are buying from StockX.
Right.
So when they tell me they got them from blah blah, I kind of be like, hold on, you were one of the ones talking about stock.
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel like for you, how you feel like the market is going?
The market's crazy, man. It's always changing, and it's always been like that from the beginning, forever, But right now, it's in a big change, mainly because of COVID. COVID just changed so much, bro. Like during that time, there's just so many people wanting to resell,
right.
Because I mean, they weren't working. Everybody was at home just chilling, So then everybody decides, oh, let me look into this, and they start looking at YouTube. They start seeing all these other like people, resellers, making all this money. You know what I mean? So then they're like, let me do that. I can do that too. Like you said, like a friend, like, oh, dude, all I have to do is enter this raffle.
Right.
Oh, dude, I already made $40, So, that's what's changed the game quite a lot, So, like you said, I mean, there's like a different type of people that love sneakers, There's the hype beast,
right.
There's the passionate people, there's the collectors, and there's just the resellers that don't give a crap about shoes. They just want to make quick buck, you know what I mean? So it's changed a ton, man. It's changed quite a lot.
Nah, fool, like for me, I genuinely like shoes, so I only buy the shoes that I really like. Like right now, fool, to be honest, I wouldn't buy white because I know I wouldn't even wear them, right? Even though like there's like I like those fucking the 11 what are those called right there? The high top,
the Columbias, not the Columbias, but the Legend Blues.
The Legend Blues.
Yeah.
I like those, fool, but I'm like, fuck, I wouldn't wear it because I'm afraid,
right?
So like, I do like shoes, but I know like what not to get into, like, because I know I wouldn't wear it.
Right.
So even though like I would love having it just for fun, man, let somebody that will wear it, for like.
See, that's dope, bro. I mean, somebody who like thinks that way, and that's what everybody complains in the community is like, if you're not gonna wear it, that let somebody else have it that is gonna want to wear it. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, if everybody thought that way, the world would be perfect. You know what I'm saying?
It's not a perfect.
But it's not, man. Unfortunately, the world revolves around money, and that's what everybody. Everybody's just like, nah, man. If I could make $100 off of that,
I'm gonna do it real quick. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I totally get it, man. I mean, I see both sides of it, basically.
I'm sure, hell yeah.
Obviously,
I'm sure you see everything.
I'm in the business, but I'm also like a consumer, because you know, I buy these shoes for myself too, you know.
So let me ask you a question. How hard is it for you to like get a pair and be like, fuck, I love this shoe, I want to keep it, but you do have a store, or should I sell it? Like, how hard is that?
That happens all the time, bro. It happens all the time, and it's honestly real hard. It's very difficult. You got to be really disciplined. And I'm not perfect. Trust me, man. I keep a lot of a lot of the stuff.
Is there a shoe that you have in mind that you're like, fuck, I wish I would have sold it or something like that?
To be honest, not really.
Or you're pretty good with...
Not really, to be honest. I mean, I'll tell you right now that we have like the Air Force, the Off-White Air Force MCA. That's a super rare sneaker, and it sells for over $2,000.
Oh shit!
And that was actually for me. That was my size. So when I opened the store, I was like, the whole time I was thinking like, man, because I got it for retail, you know. That thing was like, I don't know, $160 maybe or something,
shit.
Right? So that was supposed to be for me, you know. But then, you know, again, that discipline. You're like, you know what? Let me sell it. Have somebody who wants to wear it, you know, buy it instead, you know?
Because, like, let's say, for example, if you was to own it, would you even wear it, knowing the price?
Probably not, bro. Probably not. That's, you know, I mean, back to what you were saying, you know? It's like you're scared to, like, even mess them up. That's the thing is, like, depending on the type of shoe wearer you are, you know? Like, for me, I love the designs of shoes and how they look. So once you mess them up a little bit, they don't look the same, bro.
All right, so do you guys have that same problem? Afraid to fuck up shoes?
I know I do for a fact. I don't know if Kevin...
I don't think I do, but I never owned a pair of shoes that are worth that much. Like the ones that I have that are worth the most are like $450, which is the ones I'm wearing right now.
And you're not afraid to fuck them up? You're like, fuck it?
I'm just cleaning back up.
See, I love that.
Yeah. See, that's cool because I know for sure, like, ones, 11s, the patent leather, you know, they get fucked up. The ones I'm not afraid to use, 350s.
See, and I wear those all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the reason you're gonna catch me on a 350. Like 9 out of 10 times, I'm on a 350 because of that reason.
And I love 350s. They're comfortable, and you could fuck them up. Pretty much not fuck them up, right? But
no, you
wear
can.
them.
Like you could really tear them up.
But 11s, ones with the patent leather, I'll be looking like, I don't think I can wear it. And I tell my wife, like, hey, look, they're fucked up. She's like, what, you crazy? Like, right? But I don't know if it's just me because I don't got a lot of friends that are like real shoe fans.
Right.
A lot of them are like, oh, I like that one, but they don't really like it. They just hear people talk about it, right?
Right.
And I just be like, fool, I can't even talk to you then because you don't even love the shoe like that.
Right.
You know, you're just gonna sell it. How long you been owning the store?
So I actually have the store. I opened in April of 2021, so last year.
Oh shit!
A little over a year, yeah. So that's when I actually had like opened the store. Decided to open the store, but I've been doing this for like maybe close to about 8 to almost 10 years now.
So you were like reselling like independently?
Yeah, exactly. So I would basically sell to mostly, quite honestly, I would sell to stores, to other stores. And because I would sell in bulk, you know, so I would sell like 20 pairs, 30, 50 pairs at a time. And then sometimes, you know, like I would sell to some people, like if they hit me up, hey, you got this, whatever, you know, nothing crazy. And then, that's kind of how it like came out. Like, I'm selling to these stores, right? I was like, I should just keep that inventory and open my own store, you know.
Because I'm sure if you're selling at bulk, they getting a better price than you could independently, right?
Exactly,
like,
100%, yeah. So you gotta obviously give them a wholesale, you know, discount.
Well,
you know.
you're still gonna win, but they gonna win, right?
100%, yeah.
And what made you be like, you know what, this is it, I gotta start a store?
That was just, you know, kind of like the idea. Like at the beginning, I was like, well, you know, I'm already doing this, but honestly, it's just the passion, bro. Just the passion of.
So you were doing it for fun at first?
Yeah, honestly, well, I wouldn't even say for fun. I think it was just more because, kind of like what you said earlier. It's funny. I'm gonna go back to this, but like when I was younger, like same thing. Like we weren't able to afford, like my parents weren't able to afford like expensive shoes. So I would have one, and I would beat the crap out of that shoe. Like I would wear it like forever, right? So when I grew up, obviously as I'm older, you know, I went crazy, you know, and I wanted to like buy every pair that I couldn't get when I was a kid. So what I started doing is I started buying more than the one pair for myself. I would sell the other pair
to essentially get that for free.
Pay for that one, you know what I mean? Or at least a little bit of it. So that's basically you know, how it actually all started. And then it just kind of grew from there. And you know, it just it just got huge.
And did you have like a rhythm, you feel, or were you lucky, or you knew how to land?
Like the shoes? No, man. I mean, it was pretty much, you know, like we've talked about, it's changing. It's changed so much. So back then it was a lot easier. Honestly, you would just sometimes walk into stores and then they'll have the extra pair, and I'll be like, okay, cool, I'll take the extra pair. You know, and back then too, they would allow you get the extra pair if you wanted to, versus now it's strict, man. Now it's like, no, one size per customer, that's it, you know. So yeah, it was easier back then. So I guess luck, because they had them.
Okay. So you never really had a problem with like getting the shoe?
Not necessarily. I mean, there's certain ones, of course, that are like the rare ones that are very hard to get. Those I probably wouldn't even get at that time, because they were just too hard to get, you know. But yeah, man, that's kind of how it all built up from there.
All right. And how did you start landing like bulk?
So that is a whole different story. That's a whole different story.
Yeah, because some people can't even get one. You're getting fucking bulks. You know?
This is gonna be controversial, so don't hate me. But without getting into too much detail, honestly, it started because you know, I saw that it was lucrative, obviously, you know, like selling the shoes and stuff. So then I decided to look into it like a little further, like how can I get more, you know? Because I saw people like
doing that,
getting so many, right? And I'm like, how in the world? So what I did is I went on YouTube, just like everything else, you know, you want to learn.
They show you everything, exactly, yeah.
So you go there, I went there, I saw this guy who I still know, a real good friend of mine now. And then he would basically teach people how to get pairs. He still does it to this day. So he teaches like people like, oh, you need to do this, go to this website, you know, like it releases at this time. So you got to be up at like 7 a.m. And like, that's how it started. Okay. And then after that, it kind of progressed. So they have what's called a cook group. And it's on Discord, and what you do is essentially you go on there and they give you all the information. It has all the monitors for you to see like when stuff is releasing, restocking, and all that stuff. So from there, it kind of got to the point where like I started with what's called botting, where you use software. People call it bots. But it's software, you know, it's software that you use to actually try to get more than one pair, you know. And then that world is just
a whole nother
crazy,
world,
man. Yeah, we could talk days, you know, about stuff like that.
Just about that. Oh,
yeah,
shit.
but that's essentially how you get a lot.
You get the, okay, cool,
you know?
Cool.
Well, that's one way, you know, there's another way, but that's how I did it. Yeah.
So then once you landed that, did you know you were going to open up a store? You were like, oh shit, this is just lucrative.
Yeah, no, not at all. I mean, I never really thought about opening a store, to be honest with you. It's just, the funny story is that it built up. So I have an office at home where I do all this, where I have my computer and everything set up, and it literally got full of shoes. Like there's no room to walk in that. Like literally,
so no more office.
No office, bro. It was literally like a little path for me to get to the computer. That was it. It was completely full. So I had to start putting stuff in our living room. And that's where it was just like, no, this is getting out of hand. It's too much. I had two choices. Either I rented a warehouse or something like to like store stuff, or open a store.
And you were probably gonna lose, right?
Well, I mean, probably not lose, but you know, you would have had to rent the storage, and then on top of that, I mean, there's stories where like they've broken into storages and people lose everything, and then you know, some of the stuff, if it's in the wrong environment, it could get damaged.
Right.
You know, like the shoes, the white shoes can go yellow and all that stuff. So it's not, you can't just put it in a garage somewhere. You know what I mean?
Hey, that's funny. Right now, since you got into it, because I have bad memory. What's the lifespan on a fucking 11 without that shit deteriorating?
Crumbling?
Yeah.
Beats me, bro. That's a good question because I have no idea what the lifespan on something like that.
Because I know I seen videos where guys are like, "Look, wear your shoes," but I want to ask you, is that shit true? Like,
oh yeah, absolutely. It's absolutely true. I don't know if so much on the 11. Because the 11 has that, you know, that clear bottom.
Okay.
So it will definitely unglue for sure. Like the glue will come off over time. But like the Jordan 4s are really bad with that, with the crumbling. The 3s, those crumble as well on the midsoles. But yeah.
So I'm assuming maybe the ones are probably a little longer lasting.
Yeah, the ones.
The ones.
That's what people love. Ones, you know, they'll crumble too, but essentially that rubber bottom is pretty sturdy.
Okay.
Yeah, man, those things last forever.
Yeah, because I know the 3s, they're like a foam, right?
Right.
Yeah, so that shit, I know I seen videos where they start doing that shit.
They scrape it off.
And it starts fucking falling apart, and I'm like, oh shit.
Looks like
I gotta start wearing them for my podcast or some shit, or fucking selling them, because if I go through that, that's gonna be heartbreaking.
Yeah,
you know?
That's exactly right. That's why they always say, like, wear your shoes, because eventually they're gonna fall apart, because the materials are meant to be worn.
Right.
If you don't wear them, then the materials just kind of stiffens up and it just kind of goes to crap, you know. But when you wear it, it stays flexible. The glue that that they put on there, it stays flexible with the exposure of the sun and the heat and everything, you know. So you could wear it longer.
Oh shit! Okay, so it's very scientific. Once you get into that shit, cool. While you were doing the shoes and you were like, okay, the warehouse or the store, did you have a job or you were doing that shit full time?
Yeah, no, I had a job. Honestly, it was even more like a hobby in a weird way. Technically, it was a business at that point. Right. But I saw it as a hobby.
Because it doesn't feel like work, right?
Yeah, exactly. But no, yeah, I did work. I was working full time. But the thing is, my job's was pretty flexible.
Oh, okay.
And that's what allowed me to actually get into it more, you know. I didn't have a typical 9 to 5.
Nah, that's cool, because not all jobs are like that, dog. You know, because I speak for myself, fool. Like, I'm a barber.
Yeah.
But I have a 9 to 5.
Right.
But I understand certain jobs. This is my point of view, right?
Yeah.
Because I witnessed it a lot. Once you bring it up to the person above you, like, hey, fool, I'm a barber. I got 5 cuts. Is it cool if I go home early? They start looking at it like, hold up, dog. I'm your boss, right?
Yeah.
And this is how I feel. Because that's how it looks to me. Like, hold up, fool. Like, you're under me, but you're about to go for 4 hours and make more money than me?
Right.
Nah, bro, you can't. They don't say it like that, but I can feel it when they're like, nah, you can't do it. Like, fool, you can let me go. You got plenty of manpower in here. Like,
yeah,
you know,
of
like,
course.
So that shit, well, I've been trying to push myself to like become a full-time barber.
Yeah.
But unluckily, those jobs do help to make the dream come faster.
Right. Yeah.
You know, because while I'm in there, you talk to people, hey, fool, why are you here? Oh, I'm a barber, bro, but I'm trying to like make it happen.
Right.
And you start getting clientele. That's how, like, I believe 80% of my clientele comes from different jobs that I've been in.
Okay.
As opposed to walk-ins. My walk-in is the 20%.
Right.
You know, so a lot of jobs are not flexible. They don't want to.
Yeah.
You know,
that's the thing, man. And then honestly, I wish everybody could like have, you know, for them to have that opportunity, you know, of like doing something where they're passionate on, you know, about, you know, whether it's cutting hair or, you know, selling shoes or whatever it is, you know what I mean? But it's tough because when you're on your 9 to 5, when you're on your grind, like that's all you're thinking about, bro. And when you get out, you're freaking hella tired. The last thing you want to do is like think more work, you know what I mean? And you just want to crash. you know, and then your weekends are like your party time, you know, like let's go party, you know. So it's tough, man, but I you know, it would be dope, man, for like people to have, you know, that opportunity.
Like for me, I'm a barber, so everybody knows that barbers, fool. The weekends are the most busiest, you know?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I've been a barber 7 years, fool, so I know that the weekend you're probably not gonna get much done besides working. But that's cool, because that's what you love, then that's what you do, right?
Yeah.
But I noticed, fool, that when I go to work, I go like, well, like, right? Like, man, fool, today I had to go to the barber shop at 6:30. I went to sleep at 12, but I wake up like, fool, this is fun.
Right.
And once you start cutting, fool, you chopping it up like this.
Right.
That's why podcasts are fun for me, right?
Yeah.
So, like, I look at it like, nah, fool, I really enjoy that. I just gotta like wait on this shit for a couple of more months, and I gotta leave this shit. Like, that's it, you know?
Yeah.
So that's good that you had a job that was flexible. And how flexible was it? Like that you had to leave or come in later?
Yeah. So I mean, it changed because same thing because of COVID. It changed, and you know how everybody
right.
had to go home, and you couldn't go into the office. My job was never like I was never required to be at an office or anything like that. From the beginning anyway, you would just report to it every few days, like, you know, every like maybe 2-3 days and stuff like that.
If you don't mind, what was your job?
So I was actually working for the bank.
Shit! All right.
As a they called it it's basically a mortgage loan originator. So you basically do mortgage loans for people.
Oh shit!
Yeah, to buy houses and refinance and all that stuff. Yeah, and, you know, I mean, basically, like if I had maybe sometimes I would schedule appointments with clients and stuff, then I would go into the office. Otherwise, it wasn't really necessary.
Oh shit! Okay.
And yeah, that's why it was so flexible. And then during COVID, no human contact at all. You know, like
working from home, right?
Zero. Yeah. So it was like all my clients, I would meet them, you know, basically through the phone, you know. All our meetings, manager meetings and all that stuff through the phone, or what is it?
Zoom.
Zoom, there you go. Yeah.
It's still kind of hard.
So yeah, so that's basically how it was.
Damn, but essentially a lot of people will say that was a pretty good job, right?
It was a great job, man. I loved the job. Stressful at times because, you know, I mean, it's
dealing with people. Yeah,
it's dealing with people, paperwork, and, you know, anytime you deal with people, you're gonna run into problems.
Yeah.
You know? So it was compensation was great. You know, can't complain. Definitely can't complain. I mean, I did it for a long time, close to 10 years altogether.
Oh shit.
So yeah, man, it was dope.
Was it hard to let go?
Absolutely, bro. It's scary, and that's what holds everybody back, right?
That's what holds everybody back. Am I gonna make it?
Bro.
Right.
Yeah. Are you gonna make it? And sometimes you just gotta take that leap of faith and just do it. And I know people say that all the time. Like you hear, you know, other business owners like that say the same thing. But it's the truth, man. It's crazy. It's hard to believe when you're in that position, you know.
Right.
But it's true. You just kind of have to take that leap of faith and do it, and then you start realizing, oh man, I can make this happen. You know? But it's just scary.
I'm sure it's scary. Like I know these guys. They kind of like they told me that if I want to be a full-time barber, the way they did it, they were full-time at their job, part-time at their business. They went part-time on their job, started putting more hours in the business, so they were just like, hey, we think we could do it.
Right.
And then just quit. So I kind of want to try it, like, hey, I want part-time.
Yeah.
And then just try to focus harder on the barbershop.
Right.
And then if I see it's like, why am I even reporting? Like, hey, bro, like, just send me my last check. Because, you know, like direct deposit, because that's it. You know, I don't want to do it.
That's a good way to do it. That's a good advice.
Like, I know a lot of people look at me crazy, fool, but you're a business owner, so I know you're going to understand. Like, when I tell people, like, damn, fool, I want to go on vacation, but I got to ask.
Yeah.
I'm a grown man, fool. Like, I don't feel like asking, you know? And for him to look at me like, oh, shit, you want to take a vacation? Like, and your boss probably does it.
Yeah.
I know that shit probably hits like, this was crazy, trying to take a vacation. I can't take a vacation, right? So I think those like little points right there are like making me be like, you know what, fool, you don't need to be asking for permission.
For sure.
You should be submitting and be like, hey, you know what, I'm not gonna be here for these days. Like, oh shit.
Yeah.
All right, cool. You know.
Yeah. The thing is, like, I mean, it comes with its good and its bad things too. But like kind of like the vacation piece, right? When you're starting a business, I guess every business is a little different. But like for me, for example, I have to be here. Sometimes I have like people helping me out, like Kevin and some other employees that I've had in the past. But sometimes like you have to say no to the vacation, you know what I mean? Just because you have to be here. So sometimes this is actually more work than when you used to work. 9 to 5,
see,
you know?
And I understand that, but that's why I feel like, but this is for you, right?
That's the difference.
Exactly.
That's
over
the
there is like for them, and like I said, I work for like a big company. I don't want to say their name because they're not gonna pay me, but it's a big company, fool.
Yeah.
So I know they can easily be like, fool, you could go. Like we got plenty of heads right here.
Right.
Yeah. So that's what makes me know, like, okay, you don't want to, right?
Yeah.
But I know if I become a full-time barber, I know I can't take vacation as I would like to, right?
Right.
Because then you lose clients, but I know like everything is gonna be for me though.
Right.
This is all for me, like.
Yeah,
And eventually,
you're building something.
Yeah, I'm building.
Yeah.
And eventually, hey guys, well, it's been 6 months that I haven't stopped. I could cut you these days, and then I'm gonna go on vacay, right? They'll be cool with it, like.
Yep.
So, but you're building for yourself as opposed to like somebody that doesn't want to,
right?
Like, I know for you it will be different. Like, hey guys, well, I need all the help I can right now,
Right. Yeah.
As opposed to just being like, nah, where you going to Dubai? Hell no, you can't go. I can't. Right? Like, it's different from like saying, hey, fool, help me out a couple more days and then we'll figure it out, than to just saying like, nah, fool, hell no.
Exactly.
If I can't go, you can't go, right?
That's exactly
so
what it is, yeah.
That's good that you push for it. And that day that you quit your job, fool, like, was it like stressful, or you were just like, hold up, I gotta stop thinking about the stress?
Yeah, no, bro. I mean, it was stressful in a sense where, like, so when I opened the store, I was technically still employed, and I was, because I had to tie up some loose ends.
Okay.
So it was stressful, like doing this, and then also like trying to like finish whatever I had going.
Pending,
you know what I mean? No, I mean, once I was kind of ready to let it go.
You were
already,
ready.
You know what I mean? Because I had so much going on here already that I'm like, dude, I need to like finish this up so I can like focus my full attention on the store, So that's, at that time, it wasn't stressful. It was more stressful having to do both things. Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
And was it like a relief once you like quit and you were here, like, okay, this is a new journey?
Yeah, absolutely. That's exactly, like, it felt like so much weight was off my shoulders, you know what I mean? And then I was able to like focus, like everything I wanted to do and execute. Now I was able to do it without realizing how much work it actually is to run a store, bro.
So I think everything that you gotta put in work is harder than a job, because at a job, you know what you gotta do, right?
Right.
And here is like, you're gonna get different things every day. Like, oh shit, right?
It's totally different, bro. It's completely different. Like, I love challenging myself, but for sure, this is something like a business, like this type of business. It would be nice to have like a partner, which is why I notice a lot of these type of businesses usually, I would say maybe 9 out of 10, maybe 10 out of 10, they all have like at least another person, because I know a few shop owners as well, and at least all the ones I know, they all have partners.
It makes it easier a little bit.
Makes it a lot easier because you have, when somebody's executing one thing, the other one's working on the other.
Something else,
You know what I'm saying? So that helps and alleviates stuff quite a bit.
Man, that's dope. Well, hopefully some of my listeners, because I got a guy, he's Filipino, and he makes some fucking pretty good food. This one makes white rice with like chicken and barbecue, like fucking it's kind of like ribs.
Yeah.
But because of work, he don't have time to do it anymore. This fool used to sell plates. And I'd be like, fuck, fool, hopefully you can get back. Like, you know, like, but like, I understand, like, it's hard. Where we work at, it's hard, fool. When you get out, only me, because I'm pushing myself, like, hold up, fool, you just got to hang on, you know? Yeah. So I go to the barber shop, because I know once I get to the shop, I'm no longer tired. Yeah. It's weird. Yeah. Like, I'm tired, fool, and once I get to the shop, it's like, oh, shit, like, okay, cool, we're back.
You get that little spark
You get that spark, yeah. So, like, you see, I got a couple friends that do different shit. So, hopefully, them fools are, like, have a spark, too. Like, oh, shit. And this fool left a good job. I can leave this shit.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
as long as you set yourself up properly, bro.
Right.
Like, that's inexcusable. There's no way to actually avoid that step. You know what I mean? Otherwise, you're going to fall on your face.
Yeah, obviously, if you just quit and you don't know what the fuck you're doing. But if you set yourself up a little bit, like, you know what, if I'm ready. Like,
exactly, yeah. Like, you'll know. Like, you'll literally know. Like, again, it's scary, but you'll know. Like, I have everything, okay. Like, you know, I have a little money set aside. And you don't have to, like, set yourself up like crazy. I'm gonna set myself up for like 3 years, you know, like I'm gonna have like so much money.
You get yourself a couple months, right?
A little bit, you know, like nothing crazy, but you know, of course, you know, you want to have some money on the side just in case, you know. But yeah, it's definitely doable.
Because I know a lot of people's fear is like having to come back to a job, right?
Right.
But like I look at it like, fool, I'm gonna give it a try, because I know I'm gonna give it a try in November.
Yeah.
Worst comes to worst, fool, I'll just look for another job.
You just go back. Yeah,
exactly. Like 100%. Probably not back to that place. I'll go somewhere else though, for sure. So like, my thing is, I'm not afraid to be like, fuck, I tried it, it didn't work. This halftime is working for me. Let's try it again. And then in another 6 months or a year, fool, I'm gonna try it again till it sticks. Basically, you know, like. Yeah. I know there's a lot of big businesses that didn't make it at the first try. Fool. You know, not everybody hits it on the first.
That's exactly
some people do,
right,
some people don't. But the thing about me, fuck it, I'm not afraid. What's the worst that can happen? People be like, hey, what happened? You're not a full-time. Well, I'm not a full-time barber, but I'm still a barber, right?
That's the thing is you wanna definitely get that idea of like I wish I would have, you know? Because
exactly.
That's what I always thought. Yeah,
I wish I would have at least tried. Like,
imagine when you get older, you're like, or like in your.
Because I feel 70s. Like the older you get, the more fear. Because oh shit, now I can't do certain things. You know?
Yeah, you feel like it's too late along the road. You know?
So I'm gonna go for it, fool. Besides the money, what's the most fun you have?
Like here at the store?
Yeah, besides the money, right? Because I know it won't be the money, but
no, honestly, it's just the best thing is always meeting other people.
Right.
You know what I mean? I've always been like very what's the word?
Like a people person?
Yeah, I mean people person, but I like talking to like just talking, you know, talking to other people. No, there's another word. I forget what it is, but yeah, that's honestly like probably the most fun I have.
Okay, cool.
Chopping it up with people, you know, with mind likes, you know, talking whether it's about the business or
some other shit,
just anything, bro. You know, so you get to meet a ton of people, obviously, when you have a store. Right. You know, even if they're not buying, it's cool.
They come and just chat, chop it up, yeah.
Just come talk to me. That's, you know, I'm chill, man. But yeah, that's the best part to me, in my opinion.
Yeah, because I know, like, my wife sometimes be like, hey, how long are you going to take on your cut? Oh, that's a 20-minute cut. And I'll do it, fool, and I'll just stay there talking. Yep. Oh, you say you were going to be here at this time, so I ate. I couldn't stop it. Because I like talking, fool. I'm the same way.
Right.
So sometimes people walk in, start cutting them up. They have a dope-ass conversation. I just play, oh, shit. Hey, fool, you cool.
Yeah.
You know, like.
That's what's crazy,
and for me, that's fun. Like, so I kind of feel like, okay, you pay me for the cut, but I feel like I'm taking from you right now because you pay me and you gave me a dope conversation. You know, like.
Or sometimes it's knowledge too, right?
Yeah, fool.
Like sometimes they know something and you're
that
like,
you don't know.
I didn't even know.
Yeah. Because see, and we go back to the same thing. Also, a lot of people I feel are afraid to ask questions. But if I feel that you know something that I don't know, I'm gonna ask because I really don't know. You know.
Right.
So like when people come in and whatever they got going on, like, hey, fool, what about this? And they break it down. I'll be like, oh shit, this fool gave me knowledge and he's gonna pay me. That's tight. You know, so that shit is fun. For like,
it is, man. I mean, I met I met so many people that I would have never met if I wouldn't have the story, you know? From like different businesses, different things, that don't even have anything to do with shoes and clothes and stuff, But yeah, it's dope that I got to meet him, and now I know him. So it's pretty cool, man.
And when is your anniversary?
So it actually passed. It was April.
Oh shit!
So yeah, what is it? So now we're 14 months in.
Shit.
Yeah, man.
How did it feel that first year?
You know what, man?
Oh, you didn't even notice it.
I was gonna say, man, it's been so. I've been so busy with like so much things to do, that like I'm like thinking like, dude, like it's our 1 year, I didn't even. What's sad is I wanted to do something like nothing major, big,
but something, right?
And then it kind of like skipped my mind, and then I'm like, I'm not even having any type of sale for for everybody who's like been following me a whole year,
Shit.
So I just kind of like off the cuff, just like, what, let's just do a yearly our anniversary sale, and then the whole month it was dope.
Oh, you guys did a whole month?
Yeah, the whole month, bro. I was like, the whole month I'm a discount. We were going on IG Live, or like, we're like, make us an offer on anything you want, and then we're gonna make a deal with you right now on IG and everything, bro.
So the first person who sends that, though,
whoever was on there, bro, was.
Oh, for real?
They were just coming in. They're like, what? Oh, what? 120? What, bro? I was like, let's do it. I was like, come on, man.
Like retail shit or what?
Like, dude, it was just like a bunch of different stuff, right? Like giving people like $150 off. I think we even gave like $200 off of something. Yeah, man. So it was dope. But the whole month, like we kind of did it the whole month. And yeah, it turned out good, man.
And let me ask you, because I know, for example, like people will see that as a loss, right? Did you notice an increase of them coming back just for that one like hookup? Or not really? Not
necessarily, but it's, I love it that, I mean, I don't have the biggest following, but it's dope that the same people keep coming back.
Got it. Okay,
you know what I mean? So it's almost like a little community in a small, weird way, you know what I mean? So like the same people come in and shop.
Yeah, because I noticed the guy that came in, you already know him.
Yeah, that's my boy.
So the same people keep coming in.
Yeah, my guy Finesse, he's a rapper, as you
know. I heard.
Performing.
Yeah.
He's always looked out from the beginning, tight, bro. Yeah. So definitely take care of him every time.
What's the most expensive shoe you ever sold?
The most expensive shoe? That's a good one. Probably, honestly, and it wasn't even here. It was at SneakerCon, because SneakerCon happened last weekend, actually. It was in Anaheim, and we sold a pair of Off-White 4s there for like, what was it, $1,600, I think, right? Yeah, $1,600. So that's probably the most expensive sneaker, yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so that's quite a lot. We have a more expensive shoe in there still, but.
And what's the most expensive shoe that you have?
I think it might be the MCA. It might be the one we were talking about.
The $2,000?
Yeah, that one's like about 28, close to $3,000. But yeah, no, we have like maybe the Tokyo. The Tokyo 5 is a real expensive one too. That one's about $3,000 as well. That's the exclusive, the Jordan 5 Tokyo that only released in Japan. So yeah, that's what makes it so expensive.
And what's the most expensive shoe you bought for yourself?
Man, honestly, I think the most expensive shoe is it's a Jordan 1. It's a SB, and it's called the LA to Chicago. It's LA to Chicago because it has purple and gold. It comes in purple and gold, but it has what they call wear away material, which you can actually rub off the paint.
Okay.
And then if you rub off the paint, it turns into a Chicago one.
Oh shit.
So it's for sure one of my favorite shoes, and I just had to get it. I had to.
Do you wear it, or you just?
Yeah, it's in. I was gonna wear it, but decided not to. I'm sure I'll wear it. I'm not afraid to wear it.
Okay.
But
because you said if it comes off, it becomes something else, right?
no, what the thing is, like you have to actually grab like
you-
acetone and like to take the paint off.
Okay.
So it's not easily like unless you scuff it or something.
Oh,
but
okay.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't be afraid to.
And how much are those going for?
Right now they probably go for like they don't go for too crazy, but probably like $600-700 somewhere around there.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's the most I've ever spent because I wasn't able to get it for retail, so I was like, man, I'm gonna have to spend the money. I have to have that one.
Let me ask you something, because I know, like, for example, like I was just explaining to you about not wearing certain shoes. I've been talking to a couple people, and like I've been trying to do giveaways, but I feel like a lot of people look at it like, no, fool, just give it to me. Like, I don't want to comment, right?
Yeah.
So I want to ask you, will you be down if I give you like a pair of shoes, some Wheats? I wore them one time though.
Yeah.
Like, if you could do like a giveaway, like, I don't know, some shit. Like, if we could come up with an idea.
Yeah, for sure, man.
And like, you know, like, cause like I said, fool, there's times that I try to do giveaway. Hey, fool, I'll give away these pairs.
Yeah.
Just fucking comment.
Yeah.
Nobody comments, and I'll be like, hold up, I know. But fool, when they come and get a haircut, like, hey, can I get them? Like, fool, like, you ignore the shit, like, right?
Yeah.
So like, I'm like, fuck, what can I do? I gotta get with somebody that has a following that they will like, whatever. Hey, fucking, we're gonna go live and something, right? Like,
for sure, yeah.
tag this fool,
Yeah.
and randomly we just gonna give you the parachute.
We literally just did that, right?
Oh, for real?
With the Yeezy slide. I did the giveaway.
How did you guys do it?
As far as like what
Like,
platform
what
we
did,
used, or, so we,
no, like, what did they have to do to like participate?
It was really easy. We did 3 things. We did like the post, right? It was like the post, share the post, and then tag 3 people. That was it. Oh yeah, and then follow us on IG and TikTok. That's right.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
all right.
Yeah, it was super easy.
You said tag people, right?
So yeah, tag 3.
Tag like 3 people.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably we're gonna have to figure something out before I give you the shoes and probably a hat, cause I'll be like, I don't like to wear people's hats no more, so I make my own shit.
Nice, bro.
So I'll probably give you guys a hat. Like, I got different colors, different camos and shit.
Yeah.
And fuck it, just whatever. Follow both of us, right? Like,
for sure, yeah.
something, and then whoever gets picked, come pick up your shoes.
Most
you know? So
definitely, bro.
I've been wanting to do shit like that. I feel like that'll create like some good like positivity and shit.
Yeah, man. I mean, honestly, like that's also one of the goals, you know, like eventually in the store is, you know, give stuff away, you know, especially to like less fortunate people too, you know what I
That's
mean?
where I was going.
So
I was talking to someone and I was like, hey, what if we give out free haircuts to kids that get like B's, A's, whatever, that don't have it?
Yeah.
Free haircuts though, shows your grades and we know you're not going. But he did point like, look, fool, that's a good idea. But a lot of people's gonna take it like, oh, you feel bad for us. And it's like, no, we don't feel bad, fool. You're doing something good, so we want to reward that.
Right. Yeah.
Right? But it was true, like, we would have to find a way where people don't feel like, oh, you're doing it because you feel bad. Like, no, fool, we're doing it because I just told you have good grades.
Yeah, to reward.
Let me reward that so you could continue to do that, right? Like, because I feel like for a lot of us, where did you grow up?
Pretty much in LA, bro. Like, we moved a lot, but all around LA.
Okay.
But mainly, I would say, like, the closest place would be, like, to, like, that I, you know, associate with is, like, Rampart.
Okay.
You know, like, Rampart Station, the police station.
Okay.
Back down there. Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm from Compton, so I know, like, we saw a lot of shit and nobody would help, right? Like,
Oh,
type
yeah,
of like,
bro. Hell
like,
yeah.
damn, I wish I could afford that haircut. Like,
Hell yeah.
too bad you can't. So I feel like, okay, now that I can feel like I could give back, right? But like I said, my friend fucked me up with that. Like, hey, for a lot of people feel like you feel bad for them. So we got to find a way where people feel like they won as opposed to like, oh, you
Getting something for free.
Right.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, maybe we could figure something out so they could win. Right? Like, oh, shit, you got A's and B's. You're a winner. Fucking sit down. Boom.
Yeah, bro. I mean, I wouldn't. That's a good way to do it. You know what I mean? Like, show us your grades, and if you have
Right.
A's and B's, boom, you know, get yourself a free haircut. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's a dope. And then, yeah, that's essentially what, you know, I would love this to get to eventually, you know, be kind of a staple, you know. And there's a reason why I opened in this neighborhood, you know. I kind of grew up around here too. So, you know, there's nothing around here, you know, that people could come to, you know what I'm saying? So at least when I was growing up, there was a few spots, and then unfortunately those places closed over time, you know. So yeah, man, it would be dope to like do something like that, and it will happen, man. It will happen for sure. It will definitely happen.
Yeah, cause so I just saw, like, I stay close by. I stay on Cienega and like by the fucking Kaiser.
Yeah.
So it's close by, fool. So one day that you have a chance, I'll drop it off and we'll go over like how can people win, and then you just give them away and shit. You know?
Yeah, for sure, man. That'll be dope.
Like I said, I feel like then the more you give, like I told you, like I'm never gonna wear some weeds, dog.
Yeah.
Like, right? Like I wore them one time, it don't go with me. I was like, yeah, like let's do something good with them, right?
Right.
So I feel like that'll bring a lot of positivity, right?
Yeah, I agree.
So yeah, I'll get back to you on how we should do it and shit.
Most definitely.
What are you aiming to do, like, in the next couple years? Are you trying to open more? Are you just trying to expand the store?
Yeah, man. Just honestly, definitely not open more locations. Yeah. Surprisingly, like I've had people come in asking, like, would you be interested in opening another store, like investors, you know?
Oh, okay.
Like if we gave you the money, would you open another store? I'm like, no. Like, you know, my focus is here. Like I want to grow this as much as possible, especially because it's in the place I want it to be. So hopefully people could see, you know, like you don't have to be in the hype area to like be successful. You know what I'm saying? Like you could be in the hood and still like,
make it happen.
Yeah, for sure. So that's my goal, is to try to make it here. You know what I'm saying? And then grow this. Hopefully, like it's known as a, you know, as a place for community to come and, you know, chill.
That's tight.
You know, our motto and, you know, what I put in our emblem is, you know, heart of the city, you know, because that's kind of what I wanted to be, you know. I wanted to be a place where everybody could come in and just have a good time, chill, you know, and buy some shoes.
That's tight. Because also, like, I talk to a lot of people, and, like, I feel like people don't support each other as much, right?
Yeah, bro.
Like right now, what I've been trying to do, like talk to, like let's say for your friend, the rapper.
Right.
It'll be dope if we could like just shout him out.
Right.
Like fuck it, boost him.
Yeah.
Boost him.
Yeah.
And when he makes it, though, hopefully he come back and give us an interview or come back and buy shoes, right?
Right. Yeah.
So I be telling people, like, instead of like, let's just do what we do, and if there's somebody that has the opportunity, let's boost them.
Right.
Let's boost them, and when that fool takes off, that's dope. We help somebody, he's gone. You know, like,
even if they don't, you know.
That's
like,
what I'm saying. He's gone.
back.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like,
it's still good regardless. You know what I'm saying?
You help, right?
Yeah, but I mean the fact that what you just said, support, bro.
Yeah.
Support goes a long way, bro. Even if it's a shout out, even if it's a share. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's like pulling teeth, bro. Like, you know, even to get even your family, you know what I'm saying? So, like, any support at all is valuable.
And that's why I created the podcast, fool, because I feel like a lot of people have, like, dope-ass stories, and people want to hear them, but they want to be hiding, right? Let's say. So I'm like, look, I could do a podcast where people could hear it, and even if they told me I didn't hear it, you heard it, though, right? Like, let's say, for example.
Right.
And like giving a person, like for you, for anybody, like you guys are giving your story, and now a little bit of people get to know you, like, as opposed to like, okay, I heard about this store, but I don't know the person, right?
Right, yeah.
But now you see the person, I feel like people will feel like, okay, this guy's a humble dude. Let me go check it out. Because I interviewed this guy that owns a mortuary in Paramount.
Okay.
So I'm sure people will look at it like, oh, this fool probably blah, blah, right? And when they saw the interview, and it's like, man, this was a hood food just like us. Let's, you know, like, let's support that shit. If you know anybody, shout that out, you know? Like,
yeah, bro.
The barbers from that I fucking interviewed, the same thing. I feel like they're good barbers, and they never get, like, the attention they deserve. Yeah. So I'm like, man, this fool probably got a dope-ass story. Let's go. And if I interview him, dope-ass story, I'm like, damn, that's tight.
Yeah, bro. I mean, one thing I've always wanted to, bro, is like I'm Latino, bro. you know, in the Latino community, bro, I don't see like everybody helping out each other that much. You know what I'm saying? And that's something I've always wanted to change, bro. You know what I mean? Like, support one another, because I mean, why not, bro?
Why not, right?
You know, our parents came in here more than likely from, you know,
from
outside
nothing,
the country,
right? Yeah.
bro. And like, you know, why not help each other out? You know what I'm saying? Give ourselves a hand, you know what I mean? So that's I've always been big on that, you know.
Nah, that's dope.
Definitely try to help whoever.
Cause that's dope, because like I said, I created the podcast because there was no other way for me to try to like support people. So I was like, what's the best way? And I like talking, right?
Right. Yeah.
So I was like, the best way for me to do it is create a podcast and just invite people. Hey, fool, tell me your story. What do you want to talk about, right?
Yep.
And then that's the best way. And I don't know if you know Jimmy Humilde.
I don't think so, bro.
That fool, he owns like, I think he owns, is like the biggest Mexican like music company right now.
Oh, wow.
So they got all the big fools that are popping right now. He owns that shit.
Oh, wow.
And I think that fool's like, I don't know if he's from Mexico, came over to Compton, and this fool he's out of control right now.
Wow.
He's one of the only fools that I've heard.
Yeah.
Like, that said, like, right now I want to help all the like Hispanics I can.
Yeah.
And he said, like, it's nothing personal, like, but I just feel like nobody helps us. Right. And I got the power to help us.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try to help as much Hispanics as I can right now. And I was like, oh, shit, that's tight, because that's what I've been preaching, not in a fucked up way. Right. But it's true, like, I feel like nobody gives us that, like, extra hand, extra boost, right? Because in between us, I feel like entre nosotros, sometimes we'd be like, oh, this one wants to do that, what the fuck, right? Instead of helping each other and shit. So when I saw that post, I was like, "Oh, that's dope!" Like there are people that think like that too.
Yeah.
So the more that I extend my hand out, maybe the more people that realize, like, "Hey, this fool's trying to boost us. Fuck it," right?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's infectious too. Like, if people start seeing, you know, like a lot of people doing it, then other people are gonna want to do it. You know, like, oh, sure, you know, like, why not like shout this this person out or whatever. So yeah, no, I totally agree.
And then for me, like, I know, like, I see, like, a lot of people don't want to support things because they don't know the owner, right? Sometimes.
That's true.
So I feel like if I put the owners on the podcast, you get to see their real side. I feel like people will want to support it now. Like, oh, shit, the owner's fucking dope as fuck.
It's like you said, bro. Like, he... Sometimes people don't look approachable, bro.
Right,
like,
exactly,
so
right.
They're like, nah, that guy doesn't look cool, whatever.
Yeah, he doesn't seem like the type of dude, right?
But that's just his demeanor, you know what I mean? But it doesn't mean we need to blame those people, but I'm just saying, like, it helps, you know?
It
once
helps,
you start talking, you know, and you kind of, this is that icebreaker, that ice barrier, you break it down. You're like, man, this was, like, super chill, you know?
Because I always tell people, like, I'm not afraid to reach out, because you got to remember, sometimes, fool, Instagram, you only show what you want people to see, right?
Right.
Whether you're playing a serious person, and you're probably not even a serious person, you're just joking all the time, or more like right open.
Right.
Or you could be joking and you're fucking serious, right? So I'd be like, look, well, I don't know how he is. I'm going to reach out.
Yeah.
I'll find out when I get there.
Yeah.
You know, I'll always take it like that. I'm going to find out when I get there. Dog.
Yeah.
And so I feel like I said, full support is one of the biggest things. Like, I think that's the best way for us to grow. Like I said, even if I don't, if the others do, hey, dog, look like that would, because like I said, I enjoy the conversation regardless, fool, like, you know.
Right, you still took something from it.
I took something from it. I learned how you do your business. Fucking, I got to sit down in a store, like, right, without having to, right, like, being business is like more like, oh shit, I'm kicking it at a store, dog.
Yeah,
you know?
for sure, yeah.
So for me, the support is the biggest thing, and like I said, like, trying to do giveaways, that'll be like dope for me too. Like, that's something that I always felt like, I think once you're able to give back, that's a real like way of saying like, oh shit,
yeah, honestly, bro, because it doesn't, at least for me, and I can't say because obviously I haven't this is not $1 million company, but I could honestly say right now that I would only be fulfilled if I can do something like that.
Exactly.
Give back, bro. Like, or even help somebody else start a business, whether it's similar or anything. You know what I'm saying? But that's fulfilling. Being able to help other people.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Because I know, like, you have clients, I have clients, so I always say, like, if it wasn't for these guys, I'd be stuck at a 9 to 5.
That's exactly right, bro.
Essentially, their money pays for some of my bills, for my shoes.
Yep.
So why not give back and make them feel like, damn, like, these big companies don't do that for us, but these little businesses do.
Yep.
That's dope. And maybe, like I'm saying, I don't know if it will work or, like, but it'll be dope if they just feel that appreciation. Right? Like, man, I go with my barber, I go to my plug, and these fools give back. And they don't have to, but they just do it out of, like, because like, for me, I feel like it feels good to give back.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. It goes both ways. And, like, one of the things I did a couple of months back is I was giving away free movie tickets with every purchase,
Shit.
Like, man, like, who else is going to do that?
Exactly.
Like, these big companies, like, one of the big ones, like the online StockX, right? We were talking about them, like, are they going to give you anything when you buy something?
Food,
no, bro. They're going to give you a little postcard and say, thank you, come shop again, You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of like, the idea behind that too is like, you know what, like, support me. I'm going to support you on whatever you do. And then, I'm also, going to treat you like family, you know what I mean? And then, that's always been the goal. It's dope that, and this is a word that I was missing, that we're both social.
Right.
You know what I'm
there
saying?
You go, social.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It makes it so much easier to, like, talk people like that,
So it took me that long, fool, to get somebody to, like, my cameraman.
Right.
He one day told me, hey, fool, I want to start a podcast. And I'm like, well, I got everything. If you're ready, I'm ready.
Right.
And I told him, look, fool, don't even think about it. Let's meet up Saturday at this time, and we just talk.
Let's do it.
Because if we sit down and think about what we're going to talk about, it's never going to happen.
Facts.
We need to get the first one and second one, get it out the way. Then it'll make us know, like, hey, fool, we're comfortable.
Yeah.
What do you want to talk about now?
What we need to change.
And fool, and that's how it started. The first one, fool, it was just stupid.
Yeah.
The second one, it was stupid. We took a little guy that was on drugs.
Oh.
He started hitting glass, fool. And we're like, oh, what the fuck? So we just started asking him questions for him. He was saying that he was married and he wasn't married. This was just making all kinds of shit. And we're like, oh, cool, I'm gonna roll with it. So once I saw that he was in it, I was like, hey, fool, okay. So I see that you're serious now.
Right.
I'm gonna start reaching out to people.
Right.
Right? Because like I said, fool, the first one's obviously always gonna be whack because it was like, I need to know if you're serious.
Right.
So once I saw that he was showing up, I started hitting up barbers, anything you can imagine. I've been rejected like 100 times.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, fool.
They're like, who are you?
Like, yeah, fool. So out of everybody thinks that it's easy for me to get
people to do it,
but it's hard, fool, because some people tell you yes and they will never respond. Some people will tell you yes, but they want money.
Right.
Some people, and I'm like,
they want to see what they're gonna get out of it.
right, and I'm like, oh shit, like, fool, I'm not there yet to pay you. Like, there was this one actor, fool, I don't even know if I should say his name. But all I can say is this fool plays the same name in every movie.
I know exactly what it is.
This fool tells me he wants $650 for a podcast.
Damn.
So I talked to my guy, like,
Not
hey,
bad.
what do you think, right?
Yeah.
What do you think? I'll give you half. All right, hey, fool, I talked to my partner. We gonna do it. Can we meet up? I'll give you the money, and then how should we do it?
Yeah.
Okay, send the money to this, and then I'll call you on Zoom. I was like, you're gonna call me on Zoom for what? And then he was like, oh, that's how we're gonna do the interview. I was like, nah, bro, then nah, I can't do that. Oh, it's because if you want to meet up, it's gonna be way more. And I'm like, fool, you should have told me that from the
Right,
get-go.
from the yeah.
So like, people think it's easy, fool. I got it rejected a lot of times. So there's people that even tell me like, you ever watched? Fuck, was that? I think American Me.
Yeah.
That's is that the movie where